Hey guys, what's up? It's just another rehash of my Instagram, which is basically where I post a ton of my ideas, that don't really have a platform for YouTube versus this medium. So the creator of Planned Parenthood, Margaret Sanger, said we don't want the word to go out that we really want to exterminate the Negro population. And of course, Hillary Clinton and other left-wing people admire her, but completely ignore all the actual facts of the situation. This is a good little clip showing that Trump says he's not going to give federal funding to college campuses that don't let right wing speakers speak. And, there's this thing called the First Amendment, and we should do that. This is Trey Gowdy showing the hypocrisy of marijuana being a scheduled drug. And he's a Republican, too, so Republicans are hopping more on board with that lately. This is a silly video I did showing a camera effect. This is a really fascinating video by Denise D'Souza showing how the left wing became, the blacks and everything went over to the left wing in the 30s because of the New Deal and economic benefits. It wasn't because the 60s and civil rights, and it's really sad how that happened. Taurus judge, public defender, some astrological readings. Wants to work at a bookstore to fight the system, but he ends up selling 50 Shades of Grey and making Starbucks coffee. I know because that's a story of my life. This is interesting. It just shows a quick list of all the 365 prophecies that are hidden within the Old Testament. And it's a web page, but I just kind of scan through it so you can get an idea of what the concepts are. This rapper named Zuby identified as female to break the women's weightlifting record to prove a point that there are XX chromosomes and that there are XY chromosomes despite what you identify as. This is interesting because Nietzsche really understands the mind of a mass murderer. Listen to this. Nietzsche says it's the awkward and timid people who easily become murderers. They do not understand slight but sufficient means of defense or revenge, and their hatred, owing to their lack of intelligence and presence of mind, can conceive of no other expedient than destruction. And I put a picture of the Columbine dorks. Uh, anyway, there's that. Let's see. See, I mean, I didn't vote for Trump. I don't vote. It's all Illuminati. But, Trump wants to end the federal marijuana ban and globally legalize homosexuality. So when CNN calls him a white supremacist and all that, it just doesn't make sense. And we need to calm down and zoom out. And so there's 7 billion people on Earth, but not one is taking a picture of flat Earth's edge. Okay, so let's move on and grow the fuck up instead of believing those kind of garbage conspiracies. So if voter ID laws are racist, then so is needing an ID to get a gun. Everyone gets a gun. Whoop. Oh, so we do need an ID to get a gun and defend our lives, but not to vote for who runs the free civilized country, the only free civilized country the only free country in the world. And yes, I say that. There's plenty of other civilized countries, but this is a free country because we have the Second fucking Amendment, unlike anyone else. Black metal people, they want to bring back ancient pagan practices, but they hate astrology. Okay, well, you can't fucking pick and choose, Can't be a hard ass trying to be a Viking and not understand that they were looking at the stars, you know? So if free speech, self-defense, and capitalism are now considered conservative, which political ideology would a dystopia like 1984 have to be? Okay, so when you go too far left, it does become a form of fascism as well. It's not just right-wing socialist, national socialism like Hitler. The left wing as well. It's called communism and 100 million people dying in China and Russia in the 20th century from communistic policies. Anyway, let's keep going here. Snoop Dogg and Jay-Z, yo, introduces gangster rap to society, but asks society to turn in their guns because of gun violence. Shut the fuck up, you Illuminati puppets. You just do what you're told, so y'all are a bunch of bitches. People say don't promote toxic masculinity, but make all female movie characters have toxic masculine traits and just beat up guys and be gross and whatever. Like, okay, so which one is it? Do you not want toxic masculinity, or you do want toxic masculinity but only for females? And they say Panther should win Best Picture, but the two bad guys in Black Panther are just two big macho men fighting each other. And yet the liberals fucking love it because they're black. So black people can have toxic masculinity because they're oppressed, and women can have it because they're oppressed. But if you're white and Christian male and you have any form of masculinity, it's toxic. Okay, that's nice. Mormons think that they're in charge of bringing folks to God, but the Bible says, known unto God are all of his works from the beginning of the world. So no, they're not. Okay, predestination, you know. And so why do atheists think Christmas being pagan negates Christianity as well, when true Christians are actually against Christmas? So like, oh, Christmas is pagan, the whole Christian church is fake. No, Christmas is pagan. Now let's talk about the Bible. There's a completely distinct entities. And then we got Disney, putting preachers with boners in our films so our kids can watch them. And then they put a penis on the cover of Little Mermaid as well. And then behind Scrooge McDuck, it says, ask about Illuminati. I mean, you can't make this stuff up. I'm not photoshopping fake stuff. Oh, yeah, and Happy Ishtar, which is basically Easter. It's the name of Ishtar, the Sumerian goddess of love, sex, and fertility and war, often associated with eggs and the rabbit. See, this is Ishtar, and these are all the eggs on her right now. Okay, it's Semiramis, the Queen of Heaven. The Old Testament specifically says, don't worship the Queen of Heaven. And there's her rabbit consort, because spring is fertility and all the animals are having sex. Okay, great. So that's my Instagram, y'all. Take a look at it. You don't have to be my friend on Instagram to view it, but you do have to have an Instagram profile. So if you hate me and you don't want to support me, you can secretly look at my ideas and, hate me behind the scenes. Or you can also love me behind the scenes. I just want you to know my opinion and my truth, then come to your own conclusions. Take care.